Hello fellow junk lovers, stuff collectors, and kids at heart. My name's Charlie, and I love stuff. And because I love stuff, that means I don't collect just one kind of thing. A lot of people just collect Squishmallows, or just collect Funko Pops, or just collect board games. I collect a lot of different things because I love stuff. So today, we're going to look at the new Bear Skoosherz, and then we're going to compare them to Squishmallows and Squish-a-boos and talk about which one I think is the best and why. So first we're going to look at the Skoosherz because they're brand new. Build-A-Bear just released them for 2024, and I ordered 2 of them just so I could do this comparison video and see what they're all about. Okay, so I did open these and look at them this morning, but I haven't spent a lot of time looking at them. I just wanted to make sure they were in the box and pull out the other Build-A-Bear stuff that I bought. But let's look at these guys. At first glance, I gotta admit, they're pretty cute. I definitely think this raptor, the little dinosaur, is the cutest of the 2. I just think he's adorable. I like his little face. I like the details that they gave to him. He's got a little Build-A-Bear patch on his hand, which is a nice way to make sure you know he's Build-A-Bear like the other Build-A-Bear things. The frog is cute, but really oversimplified. It kind of almost, not to be hateful, I'd cover his ears if he had them, kind of looks like something you get at Walmart. It's a little simple. It's just a circle. It just has a smile. It's very simple. He does still have a Build-A-Bear patch on his little froggy hand, but that's really about the only added detail, except for the fact that his eyes are on top of his head like they should be. Another thing I'm definitely going to say is not super great about the Build-A-Bear ones is their tag. There's nothing special about them. This isn't the kind of tag that you would want to leave on as a collector's item. So it's not like Squishmallows where you like the tag because it has their bio on it and you want to keep it on a shelf and know their name forever. It's not like the Ty Squish-a-boos where you want to keep the tag on because it kind of reminds you of Beanie Babies and you want to keep the red heart tag in good condition. They're just simple tags. I'll show you up close in a minute, but it just says Build-A-Bear on one side. It has the SKU on one side. Very plain tag, nothing interesting. I do like that they did include the big tush tag, just like the other Build-A-Bears. Though, honestly, it's kind of annoying if you were going to snuggle this guy because this is here. One of the comments my husband made when he looked at them was they do feel more like something you would just use as a stuffed animal to love and hug, not something you would set on a shelf as a collector's item. They are very soft. I do very much like the texture of the fur. They're very smooth. I like the way they feel. This one is quite a bit more firm than this one, which kind of makes me feel like it's just like when they make Build-A-Bears. Sometimes they overstuff, sometimes they understuff, and they really need to recognize that with the squishy stuffed animals, people like for them to be a consistent weight. So that's kind of frustrating because this was the first one I pulled out of the box this morning, and immediately I was like, it's so firm. I'm not sure I like that. But this one is much squishier. So I guess it's really just luck of the draw. Maybe this is something better bought in the store than ordered online because, I mean, look, he squishes. He is much more firm. I've also seen a lot of people complain about how sloppy the line work looks. I'll see if I can show you up close at the end so you can really see the details and really just see what I mean. Like, the fabric lines don't line up, so it does look a little wonky. They do kind of sit up on their own, which is kind of cute. Overall, I like them. The price, $20 full price, but right now, if you buy a Build-A-Bear, you can get one for $10. So I feel like $10 is a really good price for this stuffed animal, but I don't know about $20. I don't think they're quite $20 quality. What I'm wondering is, will they continue to make more Skooshers, or will this be their one and done kind of thing because it was just a one-time deal? Overall, I think they're pretty cute. Let's look at some of their competition. So we all know Skoosherz is just Build-A-Bear's way of trying to compete with Squishmallows. And let's face it, you can't really compete with Squishmallows. So the Skoosherz were released in 2024. Squishmallows were originally released in 2017, and they come in many different sizes, many different characters. All of them have their own tags with their own names, their own little backstories inside of the tags. Very interesting. Lots of them come in different variations. So you can get the regular brown Bigfoot, you can get the Bigfoot with the hat, you can get the Bigfoot with a different hat with fluffy hair on the top. They make a lot of variations, so they've gotten much more creative. Of course, they've had years to come out with different versions of their characters, so of course they have more variety. Overall, squishy factor, there's just nothing compares to Squishmallows. They're the perfect amount of squish. I don't know how, but they are. They just always are. I don't think anyone can give Squishmallows a run for their money. They started at the right time, and no one is ever going to be able to dethrone them as the big squishy plush. But people will continue to try. Companies will continue to try. So let's look at another line of plush, which was clearly created to compete with the Squishmallows. So the Ty Squish-a-boos were released in 2020. As far as I can figure out online, the origin is there's not a lot of backstory on these because no one's talking about them. So there's no Wikipedia page, there's no informational guide on Squish-a-boos because honestly, cover your ears guys, nobody cares. It would appear that the Squish-a-boos are no one's favorite plush. I don't hate them, but I don't love them. I have been a Ty Beanie Baby collector since the craze began, when it was huge in approximately 1996, 1995-ish, when it really went big. I was in elementary school at the time, and that is when I got into Ty Beanie Babies, and I have followed all of their products since then and collected a little bit of everything. So when they came out with Squish-a-boos, I knew I had to get some because I wanted to see what they were like. And so I allowed myself to buy one dog because I love dogs, just so I could have one. And then it turns out, like a month or so later, my mom had got me a cat for Christmas. And since then, I have only bought, I believe, 4 more Squish-a-boos, and that's simply because there was Valentine's ones that were marked down, and then there was some Easter ones that were marked down. So I didn't exactly buy them because I was like, I love them, I have to have them. I bought them because it's a part of holiday decorating to me, to get as many holiday plush as I can, and I collect Ty products, so I just ended up with them. Biggest complaint about Squish-a-boos, they just look too simple. They're oval shaped and they're very flat. They just feel flat. They're squishy, but they're almost too firm to be like huggable squishy. Like, they make a good pillow. They're firm. They're a nice pillow. You want that squish, that real squish. This is more of a firm, hard pillow top mattress, and this is just soft cushion. Sorry, Benny. It's just completely different. I don't know how it feels so different. Second biggest complaint about the Squish-a-boos. Let's be honest. Their eyes are a little weird. They don't look great. Their idea was obviously to try to follow the line of the Beanie Boos, which had been much more popular recently compared to the Beanie Babies. The newer generation was more into Beanie Boos with the big eyes and the glitter, and that kind of became a thing that Ty realized sold well for them. So when they came up with their idea for Squish, they tried to make it unique by adding the big glitter eyes, and it just doesn't quite work. I don't know. Squishmallow eyes, simple, black, goes with everything. You can't go wrong with a simple neutral color. It just works. The Skooshers have done the same thing. Simple black eyes. So overall, guys, if I had to rank them, I'm gonna have to say, we all know Squishmallows wins, which is probably just because they've been around the longest. They've had the longest time to perfect their product. They've had the longest time to let their product evolve and turn into many different products. They just, of course, they're going to be number one, and it's going to be hard to compete with them. But now, let's think about it. Who's going to get the number 2 spot? Squish-a-boos haven't evolved since they came out. They came out in 2020. It's 2024. They've had 4 years. They still look exactly the same. The only difference, they now have them in a keychain size. They do sell them in a slightly smaller size than this, but they just really haven't switched it up. They haven't added accessories to them, like the hats and things that Squishmallow does to give their stuff more character. They do have the classic red heart tag, which is nice, but inside they just have a name in a 2-line poem. For example, this is Kiki. My friends all call me Kitty Kitty because they say I'm so pretty pretty. A 2-year-old could write that rhyme. So not great, not exciting. This one just, I don't know, it feels like it has more of a playability factor. It feels like I could play with this if I was a kid. I could love it. I could hold its little hands. It's squishy and huggable. This one's just kind of large and firm and just harder to hug. I don't know, guys. I think the Bear Skoosherz, while obviously just a copycat of Squishmallows, just like the Squish-a-boos were a copycat of Squishmallows, I think the Skooshers might be a little better than the Squish-a-boos. I don't know. The fur feels nice and silky. They're both soft, but I don't know, guys. It's hard for me to make a decision because, like I said, I love stuff. It's hard for me not to like something or love something. But the Skooshers are giving the Squish-a-boos a run for their money. Let me know in the comments, guys. Have you bought any Skooshers? What do you think about them? Have you ever owned a Squish-a-boo? What do you think about them? Or is it just Squishmallows all the way and everybody needs to quit copying them because it's just not worth their time? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm really interested to see. This could be a really heated argument here. Squishmallows are just, they're going to dominate. Let's face it. They have over 1,000 different characters with 1,000 different names and backstories. They have put in the time. People love them. They have a cult following. People are obsessed with Squishmallows. I don't think that Skooshers or Squish-a-boos are going to get that massive following the way Squishmallows, the way the original Beanie Babies, the way Build-A-Bears have followers. I just don't think these individual lines are gonna make it. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. And until next time, bye. Okay, guys, I forgot. I said I was going to show you some up-close details. So let me just show you real quick. This is the plainest tag I've ever seen. They didn't even give it color. It's just blue on white. There's no story. There's no name. There's basically, hey, this is a raptor. This is its UPC. That's it. And for as far as people complaining because the stuff doesn't line up and it looks a little wonky and put together, I gotta say, upon inspection, this plush, this Squish-a-boo, the exact same way. And even this Squishmallow Avery, you can see stuff just doesn't line up. Let's face it, we're not looking at the tops and bottoms of plush when we're choosing what we want to buy. We're looking at their faces. We're seeing who's the cutest. So you just can't expect perfection out of anything. And once again, guys, bye.